पूछो जाके उनसे जिन पे रोशनी नहीं, पूछो जाके उनसे कैसी लगती है कमी।
So hello everyone, myself Nikhat Shadab. I welcome you all to the Opto Hub, a production and growing. So in today's session, we guys will get to know about basis of OCT by Brajesh Kumar sir. He is presently working as faculty of optometric retinal department at Dr. Shroff Charity Eye Hospital, New Delhi. He is well versed in advanced posterior segment diagnostics and ophthalmic imaging, and also holds an experience. He himself is a masterpiece. We are keen to hear you, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And you guys can join our Telegram group to know more about etc. So, sir, over to you now. Please continue.
Thank you so much. Moving on to the scans, different OCT specification, what scans we are taking in different types of OCT machines. So let me talk. We have been used two machines like OptoView machines and JAIS machine. So earlier we have OptoView machine, different scans we were taking, like one was line scan. Line scan line, and it is of high resolution. Suppose we are having any retinal pathology, and even in that case we have a opacity. In that case we have a single line scan which can give a high resolution picture of retinal pathology. Cross line means one horizontal and one vertical line. Cross line, single line means one horizontal line, and cross line means one horizontal and one vertical line. Similarly, equally spaced through a common central axis. Usually we have 6 lines, 6 passing through a circle, which can be, and in this case it can be used for retinal thickness as well as volume analysis. The next is raster scan. The radial scan is basically a circular scan. And we are having 6 scan of in different direction. Like this is center. We are having a scan in vertical direction, one in horizontal, one in horizontal left. We have a radial scan like this. And raster scan means multiple horizontal line scan. Either it can be in 6 and 24 in number, and it can be giving rectangular region of pathology at different levels of retina. This is usually 3 scan, and we are using in our normal routine practice. So these are the 4 major scan: line scan, cross line scan, radial scan, and raster scan, which in which we are capturing the different areas of the. Am I clear with these 4 scans? Horizontal, one vertical. Radial means a circular picture. Axis is there, one vertical up, one vertical down, one horizontal right, one horizontal left, and then at oblique angle to each side. That is a circular area of in radial. Raster scan means multiple horizontal lines, like 1, like 2, like 3, such that 24 lines are there, and we are taking retina to take that pathological scan. And its size is 3 So these 4 scans, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Next portion of scan is the same machine. We are having a 3D scan. In that picture, I don't have the video of this scan because presently we are not using this machine. So I don't have the video of that 3D scan. Otherwise, it is a beautiful video which is showing anterior to posterior dimension and vertical up to down the retinal pathology, whether there is phobia is seen as depression, the retinal thinning is seen as or a depressed portion, edema is seen as elevation. That video it is clearly seen. The similar MM6 is 6 map 6 into 6, MM5 is 5 map 5 into 5. These two are inner and outer map in which we need to capture for the retinal thickness. Suppose we want to have a thickness value, like the macula is 250 microns, 260 microns, we go for a MM6 or MM5 scan. The only difference is that MM5 scan captures 5 into 5 millimeter area, MM6 captures 6 into 6 mm. The most popular used scan is horizontal. That is not horizontal. That is grid scan. Grid scan basically takes 5 horizontal lines, line scan, cross line scan, radial scan, raster scan. All these will be coming in grid scan. So we basically go for grid in practice. This consists of 5 horizontal lines and 5 vertical lines forming a grid pattern. As we can see in this picture here, this is the grid. I'm making 5 lines here, 5 lines here. Suppose take one single line, one line scan come here. Raster lines, we are taking 5 lines. We can shift this scan anywhere. We can center of the scan to here, center. So we can take any area of scan. So all the simple scan like line, raster, radial will come under this. So we go for OCT scan in grid pattern. And this, you can see this green bar here.
Yes, sir.
This green bar represents the signal strength. The quality of scan is good or better. That is displayed in 3 colors. One is red for the worst signal quality, yellow is for intermediate signal quality, and green is for so the best signal received quality will be displayed in green. So this is the grid scan in which we look for the retinal part. In this picture, what you can see is tomographic image that is displayed in green over black. Another is the fundus picture, which is displayed over here, and the third is the strength part. This is how much quality of scan is better, good or poor. If it comes in red zone, then you need to repeat the scan and take that scan again. Am I clear for this grid scan?
Yes, sir.
Now, similarly, as someone has said that we go for GCC. So this 3.45 for 3.45 diameter circular scan center on the disc. Similar, these are the different. The length of the scan will vary, and the area of scan need to be captured will vary. In retina scan, we need to focus on the macula part. In glaucoma scan, we need to focus on the which part?
Optic nerve head.
Which part? Optic nerve head. You will see
No.
optic disc. Centration point will be optic disc because you are
Sir.
having a circular area of capturing. In retina, you have a line, you have a grid, you have a cross line. The circular pattern need to be coincided with the disc. So the scan captured will be focus or glaucoma part like 3D disc. Similarly, this will give three-dimensional picture of disc. Square volume fixation at 20-degree nasal. Similarly, ONH is radial scan. It consists of 12 radial lines scan into 6. In this case, we have a length of 3.5 and 13 concentric links. Like in that, we have a line scan, circular ring pattern scan, which is centered on the disc. Same GCC is the ganglion cell complex, which consists of one horizontal line with 7 mm scan length, followed by 5 lines with 7 mm scan length and 0.5 mm interval. And it is centered on 1 mm temporal to fovea. So these are the 4 scans which will give complete picture of loss, optic nerve fiber damage, and ganglion cell complex loss. So these will be suggestive of glaucoma, and so we need to go for OCT in glaucoma disease also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the latest version which we are using at Prism machine. This is the examination screen, patient examination screen. We need to fill the patient data like patient name, patient date of birth. Can anyone tell what is the important or should we write any random number? It is of no significance. Is it important?
Yeah,
Yes,
it is
sir.
important. Each.
So that we can
Normative
match
data.
the data with the age
Age-related
group.
disorder.
Exactly.
Normative.
Exactly. Every machine has, suppose we are having a scan of 15 years old child and we feed them in 50 years, 50 old patient, not matched. So 15 years old data will be something different and 55-year-old data will be something different. So the machines always correlate your finding, your scan value with, then only it gives the difference as represented in the OCT scan pattern. So the age is very important. So the demographic data is very important in scan entry. The second one is the examination window, how to take and scan. We have different examination pattern like macular cube, HD, one line, twin line, cross line scan, and we have several other functions added in this CS OCT machine. This is one is tracking, real-time tracking. Suppose the patient is looking at the machine, we will get much reverberation. Like I said, that noise will be higher. But in case of serious OCT machine, tracking, the real-time tracking means it will capture only those scan when the patient is fixating at that particular point. It will neglect those scans. So real time tracking is very important for capturing a good quality of scan. The next is the signal quality. There are signal qualities displayed as 10 out of 10, more than 7 is the best signal quality, and it will be displayed as green color like you see in this bar. This is out of 10. Minimum age for minimum age for minimum age for non-native data mapping is OCT is 10 years. Suppose scan and you are feeding a date of birth less than 18. We will be seeing a color like red color, green color, yellow color. Yellow color is the borderline to that age group. If you are feeding it less than 18 years, that color will not be displayed. In glaucoma OCT, you can see clearly differentiate in OCT, ONH or GCC. The color will patient is the normative data, it will be displayed in green color. If the patient is in borderline, similar to what value to suspected glaucoma patient, it will be displayed in yellow. And if the patient is need less than 18 years, that color will not be displayed. So normative data cutoff age is 18. You need to always put the and this is the scan analysis screen. In this case, we can see that once the image has been captured and processed, we can even compare one visit to another visit. These are the two visits. Suppose a patient's scan has been taken in this visit, we can compare from the last visit how much it has been changed. So this is the analysis window. So now in serious OCT machine, we have some scans like this is the default scan of cube of 6 millimeter square grid, and it acquires a series of 128 horizontal scan lines and 128 horizontal HDB scan. So these are the specification as coming with the machine only. We have a macular cube scan in which we have 128 horizontal scan lines, and each horizontal lines composed of 512 A scans, and it is used for measuring macular thickness as well as corneal thickness image of the data. Similarly, macular cube 200 into 200 means 6 mm square grid acquiring 200 and a central horizontal HDB scan. Optic disc cube means 6 mm square grid acquiring 200 horizontal composed of 200 A scan, and now it will be where it is focused. Where it will be focused. It will be focused on optic disc. As the name says, macular cube will be focused on macula. Optic disc will be focused on Optics was the previous version which was used in, and it has a very less resolution, and it has been modified, and it comes with a new scan HD 5-line raster. This is HD 1 line, like we have seen in Opto line HD scan, which generates a high definition scan at a depth of 2 mm. It consists of 100 B scans and each 1024 A scans. And in this case, in Cirrus OCT machine, we have the option of changing the length of the line. If we are supposed we are capturing a scan, we can take a scan of 3 mm, we can take a scan of 6 mm, we can take a scan of 9 mm. We can also change the length of line scan to 1 2 3, anyone from 3 to 9. In HD, line raster means 5 parallel B scans. In this case, we have the we can change the length between the two. Then we can shift from 0.025 to 0.5. So we can collapse the raster means we are taking 5 scan, and we can also shift the distance between two lines. So suppose we are having any macular pathology, we can also be able to detect by these SD 5-line raster. Similarly, SD 21 line means we are taking 21 horizontal line scan at a depth with 8 acquired B scan, and each B scan composed of 1024 A scan. Similarly, we can change the length to 3, 6 or 9 mm. HD cross means we have horizontal. Rest all is same at a depth of 2 mm, 8 B scans, and each B scan composed of 1024 A scan. And HD radial means we are taking a radial scan at a point and then extending the line scan extending in each part from vertically up, vertically down, horizontally right, horizontally left. We can adjust it to 6 mm, we can adjust it to 3 mm, we can adjust SD lines to different or lines short. If the macular pathology has been extended, we can extend the lines to 6 or 9 mm also. So these are scans we can take in different types of pathology according to. Suppose in CNVM, we need to go for a smaller scan. Suppose in CSR, it is extended to a higher extension, so higher 6 or 9 mm scan also. Am I clear for this? Different types of scans.
Yes, sir.
These are machine specification. They are already adjust the length of the scan, and the depth is fixed. A scan capturing is fixed, and number of B scan capturing is also fixed. We need a pupil dilatation of at least 3 mm. Suppose the pupil is not dilated, we can capture the scan, but the quality of scan will be comfortably with his chin on the chin rest and forehead against forehead rest. Means if the patient is moving his head backwards, we are not able to throw that light to the desired distance for capturing the interference pattern. We have already told that we need a tissue at a different distance. Suppose we are throwing a light to the tissue, both the length has been fixed. If we are changing the length, we are not able to get the interference pattern properly. Then we move the OCT machine slowly aside, and then an image is appearing on the screen. There are certain controls like Z offset, polarization. We need to adjust it to correct the distance between patient and machine, and also to adjust the axial length. So all these will be adjusted, and then the image will be clear, and a clear image will be displayed at signal strength minimum 5 in case of Optavia OCT, and minimum 7 in case of Zeiss Cirrus OCT, to have a better OCT scan. So now what do we see in OCT images? Till now we have learned what is OCT, how does it works, in what case we need to, then what are the different scans available in the machine which need to go for retinal pathology. Suppose we have done OCT and the patient is coming, this report, this picture is seen. What is the This means OCT is basically the reflectivity of a sample. As we have already discussed, we are throwing a light and it is reflected back. Suppose there is we are throwing a ball, it will come fast. Suppose the wall is soft, we will throw a ball, it will come slowly. Similarly, in OCT machine, if there is edema or if there is different layers, levels. So these different levels are collectively plotted as OCT tomogram. Like the interferometer grades several data points over 2 mm depth to construct a tomogram of retinal structure. The how much light is reflected from different layers. Like we have different layers of retina, fiber layer, ganglion cell layer, plexiform, nuclear layer. Different levels will reflect different amounts of light, and it will be again captured and then thrown to the screen. And then screen displayed that tomogram onto the screen as OCT picture. So we will be getting different colors, and different colors will represent from that different particular layer will be displayed on the tomogram image, and that will suggest the different depth of the retina, how which layer is so a normal OCT scan look like this. A green color picture you will see
7.
7.
No,
Which color?
Five. Five.
5. Which colors?
White, red, black.
Where is white?
White.
White तो है ही नहीं.
red, green, yellow, blue,
Orange,
black.
yellow,
Blue,
green.
green. 4. Which 4?
4.
The
Yes,
first
Chanchal.
color. The first color we can see this is black. The up and down is black. We can see a bluish haze here. We can see a red yellow here. We can see a green here. So these different colors, black, these are different colors which are seen in a OCT image, and these colors represent the different from different layers. Similarly, if we are taking a HD scan, and suppose we are seeing this scan, see how much these layers are differentiated. Much easier to differentiate different layers in a black and white scan. Like in C, in top 2 layers, these are merged. Here you can differentiate. This is 1 layer. This is 2 layer. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 7. This is 8. This is 9. This is 10. You can differentiate even all 10 layers of retina. So the different colors represents the different degree of reflection from different layers of the retina and program image. Now the color coding is seen as we can see a bright yellow. It means the light is reflected very fast. The most light is reflected from that structure, and it is the area of maximum optical reflecting. So the red yellow color represents the maximum reflectivity from a retinal structure. I will ask which 2 colors will be representing as red or yellow. You need to tell. I will be coming in the next slide. So the next one is the intermediate reflectivity. We have 3 reflectivity. One is high, one is low, and one immediate will be reflected as green, and the low reflectivity will be reflected as blue and black. That is representing the areas of. Now we can see a normal OCT scan look like this. If a patient is coming with OCT scan, you will see a depression. This depression does not having any pathology or any abnormality. This is normal. This is macular phobia that is always seen as depressed. This is a normal OCT scan. The now we seen as highly reflective. Which 2 colors?
Red and yellow.
Red, yellow. Look at the picture and say which 2 layers are representing representing a
Black is
no, no,
highly
no.
reflective.
The name of layers is written over there.
Pigmented layer. Pigmented epithelium.
Yes, the two layers are retinal pigmented epithelium. These two layers are the most reflective. This is the highly reflective layers which will be represented as red and yellow. So the highly reflective layers are and the minimal reflectivity, the low reflectivity is represented in blue black. The highly reflective layers are nerve fiber layer and retinal red yellow. Now which two layers? Now which layers are shown as lowest reflectivity?
Nerve 5 layers.
Choroid.
Nerve fiber layer, high B, low B.
Sir,
Choroid.
Next,
Fovea. It's vitreous. No. Um. Yeah, vitreous.
this one, the top. You can see that the top one is vitreous layer, the bottom one is choroid layer, and the central one is the are seen as minimal reflectivity. The rest all layers, nuclear layer, plexiform layer, ganglion cell layer, these immediate reflectivity. So the lowest reflectivity is seen by vitreous, one is choroid and another is photoreceptor cells. And the high reflectivity is RPE layer and nerve fiber layer. Am I clear with this high reflectivity and low reflectivity?
yes.
Okay. Now we are going for the limitation. What are the limitations of OCT in which we need to compromise with the OCT scan? Procedure, we need a pupillary the patient having less dilated pupil than 3 poor. Similarly, we have said that we need a media clarity for high definition scan, even a high quality scan. If a patient is having cataract, if a patient is having corneal edema, if a patient is having any vitreous hemorrhage or subhyaloid hemorrhage, or even what can anyone tell? Any guesses?
RP.
No. Anyone?
Which is included.
No, no, no.
Asteroid halos.
Asteroid hyalosis, exactly. This is asteroid hyalosis. Making the media not clear, media clarity poor. So in this case also, we have a poor quality of scan in OCT machine. But is our decentered IOL. In this case also, we have a compromised scan quality in case of OCT. Are the limitations in which we suppose means we are throwing a light, you are throwing a torch light and you are obstructing with any object. You be able to see light beside obstruction? No, the same is with OCT. We are throwing a light and getting a light back. And suppose we are obstructing the light in between, we will not be able to scan. Similarly, media opacity, any media opacity can lead to the compromised OCT scan. Similarly, high cylindrical and decentered IOL also can lead to compromised scan. So these are the limitations of OCT scan. So to conclude with, I can say that OCT is very important tool in retina diagnostic imaging. As you all have answered, there are several thousands of hundred even glaucoma, even anterior segment in which we can go for OCT and we can get a best diagnosis and confirms the diagnosis, which can be monitored in follow-up visits. Diagnosis and confirmation of any retinal pathology. And it also helps in monitoring the progression of disease. So in the next visit, how much change in their retinal pathology occurs, it can be monitored by an OCT. So thank, I hope am I clear till now?
Thank you so much, sir. It was an amazing session, very informative, and you explained very well.